Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show on a Tuesday. How are you, folks? Great to be with you. As you see, I'm joined by Dirty Uncle Joe and I'd say she's on the spectrum of retarded, Alyssa Milano. They've never looked happier together. Nice set of teeth. So dumb. What a waste of tits. Anyways. What is going on? MSNBC, NBC News stay silent on editor DNC bullying controversy. And then they have a town hall for Ocasio-Cortez. It's state-run television, folks. That's all there is to it. It's just like fucking the Nazis. By the way, Patreon, welcome. Coming to you live.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Goddamn right.
Do it live.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
It's all silent at 30 Rock in response to allegations a top political editor tried to intimidate him into spiking a story about the Democratic National Committee in a chilling phone conversation that he says had her acting as a political operative and not a fellow journalist. Daphne Linzer, the managing editor of NBC News and MSNBC's political coverage, was accused by freelance journalist Yashar Ali, who's a left-winger. He writes for the Huffington Post and all the other horseshit websites, of trying to block him from publishing the dates of the 2020 Democratic primary debates. Imagine that. She's trying to block them. She works for a news network, okay? She's not supposed to be doing that.
I don't want to break up the meeting or nothing, but she's something of a cunt, ain't she, Doc?
Yeah, exactly. State-run TV. Ali, a high-profile reporter who has appeared on the Huffington Post and New York Magazine, said he suspects Lisner made the move to benefit the DNC, not her employers. Okay? Do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand? She's working with the Democratic Party. She works for NBC. Do you understand that's not supposed to happen? It's state-run television. The government is telling her what stories to spike, what not to spike. How much more evidence do you need to know what a fucking rigged... NBC makes me more angry than CNN because we know what CNN is. It's just dog shit. Nobody watches it. Fox News has contacted MSNBC regarding the shocking allegations multiple times since they made headlines on Friday, but the network has yet to respond because they're ballless, titless wonders. Some media commentators have linked the controversy surrounding Linzer and the network's high-profile rep Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez town hall last Friday. Both are examples of liberal groupthink, media research vice president Dan Gaynor told Fox News. The traditional media angle on this is the press thinks they did nothing wrong. He says, look at how CNN tried to whitewash it. But when a neutral journalist takes the role of political operative and isn't disciplined, then everything that outlet does is suspect. It has been since Obama got elected. They carried the water for him, for Christ's sake. How about the Hollywood Access tape and grabbing pussies when they try to bring Trump down? It's fucking... They're working for the DNC. In America, this is not supposed to happen. Third world fucking dictatorship it does. Gaynor then turned his attention to the town hall saying, this is MSNBC cheerleading Ocasio-Cortez, the most left-wing person in Congress. Even better, watch when the press complains that conservatives are fixated on her, which isn't the case. They're fixated, like he says, on socialism, because that's what she's pushing, her and shithead Bernie Sanders. And, you know, NBC's right behind them, blowing that trumpet. I've said this before, and I've asked it a million times. If the Democrat Party didn't have mainstream media as its propaganda arm, would they ever win a fucking election? Unfortunately, this is the reason we call the television the idiot box, because that's what most people watch and take as the Bible on the left. Ocasio-Cortez town hall hosted by jerk-off Chris Hayes wasn't a hit with audiences Friday night. According to the Nielsen early ratings, it garnered 1,568,000 total viewers, while Tucker Carlson had 2,656,000. And then the fag Anderson Cooper picked up $733,000. A quarter of them he's banged in the Village in New York. What? Fox News drew 420,000 viewers aged 25 to 54. That's the demographic they all want. While MSNBC Town Hall had 232,000 viewers, and CNN had 150,000 in the demo. Maybe Trump has finally taken the fucking bloom off that flower. That's disgusting. Do you understand what happened there? Somebody that's working for NBC News telling a freelance journalist you can't publish the dates for when who gives a shit anymore in the Democratic primaries? Why is that a big fucking secret? She's doing it on behalf of the Democrat Party. What the fuck? She's supposed to, her job is to keep an eye on both parties, all parties. To keep fucking power and balance. That's what the media's job is. Used to be. Excuse me. Are you with me, Adolf?
Ein Vorführen durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigene Entschlossenheit.
Just disgusting, but we knew that. I got in a big beef. I used to do that streaming live show on Fox about 8-10 years ago, the Situation Room, something like that. And I told you, I got double teamed by Shepard Smith and Judge Napolitano, because they asked me who's going to win the election and why. I said Obama, because the media is carrying the water for him, especially NBC. And they went fucking haywire on me. They went nuts. Once again, I was right, but it didn't take a detective to figure that out. And it's still going on. Worse than ever. Will she be held accountable? Will she be punished? No. Business as usual. I went to the airport the other day. CNN still blaring their fucking horse shit. Nobody says a word. Nobody does anything. Nobody's accountable on the left. It's fucking disgusting. Disgraziar. A White House whistleblower revealed that at least 25 Trump administration officials were initially denied security clearances, but that the administration muscled them through anyway, giving them access to classified data. Tricia Newbold, you got to stay with me on this. This one gets really interesting. An 18-year government employee who oversees security clearances for senior White House aides told the House committee she had a list of at least 25 officials, including Ivanka Trump and her spouse Jared Kushner, who were initially denied security clearances last year because of their background. You know what? I have more faith in Jared Kushner and Ivanka knowing classified information than I would Adam Schiff and the rest of the shitheads. People who leak to the press. Who gives a shit? I would trust these two more. Oh, Nick, you're a right winger. Yeah, well, I call it the way I see it. But despite what she called disqualifying issues, including concerns about foreign influence, oh yeah, because Kushner, he's trying to get peace in the Middle East, so he's a foreign agent. Drug use and criminal conduct. Yeah, I think Ivanka had a rum and Diet Coke. Senior Trump aides bigfooted those decisions. The committee has interviewed Newbold, that's the broad who blew the whistle, about grave security risks that she had witnessed in the past 2 years. This is being headed by Elijah Cummings, that old black guy who's 106 years old and hates Whitey and always has. I would not be doing a service to myself, she says, my country or my children, if I sat back knowing that the issues that we had could impact national security. Cummings quoted Newbold as saying, that fucking dummy.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Here's where it's starting to get interesting and funny. You guys aren't going to believe this one. Newbold filed a whistleblower complaint earlier this year after she was suspended without pay for defying her supervisor, Carl Klein, who had ordered her to okay Kushner's clearance, despite the objections of career staffers. In April 2018, she also filed an equal employment opportunity complaint, what else, alleging that Klein discriminated against her because, get this, skin color? No. Religion? No. Gender? No. Because of her height. She's a fucking dwarf. She's a goddamn bowling trophy. She's an action figure. Newbold, who has a rare form of dwarfism, aren't they all rare? It's like finding a fucking four-leaf clover. Said that Klein had moved. Listen to this. I can't even make this up. She says she has a rare form of dwarfism. She said that her boss, Klein, had moved files she needed to a place that was too high for her to reach and told her that she could ask taller colleagues to get the files for her. First of all, too high to reach, you can't reach your computer? Because that's where files are kept now. What are you, in a manila folder like it's 1960 on Mad Men? You short little bitch. She couldn't reach the fucking keyboards, apparently. I mean, that's where we keep files, on a computer. Am I right, face? Yes, I am. We have a picture of her trying to get to the files. Look at her. A piece of ass. She's tiny. She can't reach the files.
You gotta grow up.
Oh, look at her feet.
You're a damn tennis. All right, just get the hell out of here, huh?
She looks like a thing, a cabbie would stick on their dashboard for good luck. Look at her fucking, she's got normal sized feet. She's got like Hillary's thick fucking ankles. Ugh. Does she think she's turning somebody on by doing that? What's the Lucky Charms guy gonna fucking grab your titties after the show? Oh, goodness gracious. She's performing this at a strip club. It's in a hollow tree where the rest of her family lives. The White House has the authority to overrule career staffers when it comes to granting security clearance, you fucking bearded midget, as it did for Kushner and the president's eldest daughter. So where's the argument? What's the problem? What is the problem, little girl? And I do mean little girl. I'm just picturing when the boss had to sit her down and go, we're suspending you for defying orders. And she probably bit his fucking kneecaps like a pit bull and just, he's trying to shake, when a dog humps your leg, you're trying to shake it off. Oh, God. I like girls, even in, panties and bra, but your head can't be 90% of your body weight. That's a rule I have. Cummings on Monday, the old grouchy black bastard, also threatened to subpoena current and former administration officials as part of his panel's investigation of security clearances issued under Trump, including Jared Kushner's. Come on.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No, not this fucking time. No fucking way, mate.
No fucking way, dwarf. Democrats have made repeated requests for documents and interviews, but say the White House has been stonewalling. How's it feel? Cheese dicks. Just like you stonewall. We try to get information on fucking Hillary and her secret server and her missing 33,000 emails. How does it feel? They're just corrupt. They sent the IRS after conservative church groups and shit. I mean, when Lois Lerner was there and Eric Holder, they're just filthy, rotten people. And then someone sticks them in the eye and they don't fucking like it. You hypocrites and you dwarfs. So the week that she got suspended, she made a little money on the side. She had something to do with the Game of Thrones. Are there midgets on there? I'm just guessing. I've never seen an episode.
Yes, there is. One of the main characters.
Is a midget?
Dwarf, I think.
What? Not that guy that just died, right? The famous dwarf?
No.
I gotta watch that show. It's got titty and midgets.
His name is Peter Dinklage. One of the first episodes, he's fucking like 7 horse.
Didn't Dinklage die?
I don't think so. That would have... Bert Troyer?
Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer.
I'm confusing my bugs. Peter Dinklage is still alive. And he's fucking 7 broads in the episode?
Yeah, and like one of the first few episodes, when you first meet him, he's in a whorehouse.
And that's a great show. We're going to have a midget in a whorehouse. Game of Thrones. The only throne he's sitting on is that toilet you see in the handicap stalls with all the bars and shit. Every time I go into one of those, I picture dwarfs doing like a gymnastics routine, the parallel bars. How about, and this is an absolute true story, 2 road gigs in a row, they gave me the handicap room. I literally I checked myself in the airport before I went to the hotel to make sure I wasn't limping or fucking had a hair lip I didn't know about. They kept putting me in the goddamn handicap rooms. I worked my triceps when I was at the Funny Bone. I was at the Hyatt. I worked my triceps the whole week. I was doing the iron cross over the toilet. True story, everybody. I like the handicap room. You got a buzzer, like a doorbell and shit. It's terrific. Why can't the pizza guy come up to some hotel rooms? They make you come down to the lobby. Isn't the whole idea? That's why I'm having shit delivered. I'm in my underwear. I don't want to move. I'm watching a porno called A Game of Bones. Don't you? You're a judgmental little fuck, Jason. Oh, bullshit. What is this? Come on, that's a rim shot. You just gave me a rim
That's how
shot.
I clap.
It's what? No, that's not how you clap. I've seen you Mets fans. They're pretty good this year, huh?
I like this team so far.
My Red Sox, yeah, most Mets fans get excited the first weekend. My Sox are getting slapped around on the West Coast like a fucking redheaded
Mets are taking
hooker.
the same approach your Sox had last year.
Are they? What is that?
2 out hitting.
That is the key. 2 out hitting and 2 strike hitting. Sox led the league in both. Anyhow, back to the goddamn. How are you, fella? You all right? All right.
There is an actual porno called Game of Bones, Winter Has Come.
You're fucking kidding me.
I just looked it up.
And Jason made fun of me saying it off the top of my head. I am fucking brilliant. Why don't you just admit it out there? Why, Nick? Because you got a head bigger than that midget that was on the pole. My head's getting bigger as I go. Look at that fucking, your prostate's supposed to get bigger, not your skull. That's a big face. Dressed like I'm a Bonnie Miller extra. Anyways, so the Dems are pissed about Trump overruling these security clearance things, and this little midget blew the tiny whistle. You know who else is upset, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know who else is pissed off?
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert.
That's right, Ocasio-Cortez loses it over alleged Team Trump security clearances. Cortez on Tuesday called for an investigation. Somebody should call for an investigation into her teeth. Somebody throw her a sugar cube and make her run the quarter mile and time it. Here's a carrot, you witch. Cortez on Tuesday called for an investigation into a whistleblower's accusations that the Trump administration, news by Tony Soprano, pushed through security clearances for staffers after they were denied. And she got hot and heavy today. Let's take a look at the little girl who pretends she's from the Bronx, but she grew up right next to this fucking rich, white, spoiled town. I can't get out of here quick enough. Here's the horse-toothed jackass.
We are getting reports from the press and from a wide variety of sources that indicate that, that people are, folks are suggesting that we are conducting foreign relations with folks with security clearances via WhatsApp. I mean, every day that we go on
WhatsApp?
without getting to the bottom of this
I'm gonna
matter
ask you
is a
guys.
day that we are putting hundreds, if not potentially thousands of Americans at risk. I mean, really, what is next? Putting nuclear codes in Instagram DMs? This is ridiculous. We need to get to the bottom of this.
What's a WhatsApp, folks?
It is a messaging app.
Okay, how's it different from other messaging apps?
The icon is green.
Oh, come on, Jason. You guys fucking... you're supposed to know.
Instead of sending it over like traditional like signal carriers, it uses the internet.
What's a traditional signal?
Like text
carrier?
messages and like phone signals through towers, it instead uses the internet.
I thought that's what the internet was. No, it's not. No, you're right. It's a phone thing and a fucking... absolute. Why would you want to do that? She's actually right. Thank you for clearing that up. Are we really doing that? Fucking classified information and shit's going over the internet. By the way, if you don't know this already, you can ask anybody that works for the CIA or in the State Department. We're in a covert war already with China as far as cyber attacks and shit. We're under war right now. I saw a guy on TV speaking about it. It's been going on for a couple of years. We're at war with the dirty fucking chicken and broccoli makers, the fortune cookie fuckstains. Yeah, we having a war with them. So eventually, it'll turn into a real war. But until then, I'll lay on my couch with my hand on my balls, watching the King of Queens. Yes, Ryan?
So WhatsApp, one of their features is that they have end-to-end encryption on all of their messages, so they advertise that they are secure.
Yes, I know they do. So does Verizon. And then I get a call from the front desk at the fucking Hyatt Hotel in Baltimore. Go, why are you touching your prick? She might have a point on this one, but I just like how excited she gets. And I want to dislike her, but I can't. She's full of piss and vinegar. I can't wait till her dreams are crushed. What is the year right now? 2019. I can't wait till New Year's Eve when we ring in 2031 and we're all still here. And nobody's rebuilt their fucking buildings for solar. And we're not taking trains to Hawaii. You know, just like Al Gore predicted Miami would be under 6 feet of water by now. He said that 15 years ago. I don't believe it. I mean, I do believe that the climate is changing, but it always does, always has. That's the dinosaurs who died because they didn't have sunblock. You know what I'm saying? She got all excited there. It's cute. She gets all pissed off. So she's calling for issuing subpoenas to the White House because they're not cooperating. Every day that there's an unsecure line of communication that could be leaked, that could be hacked, that could be screenshotted without proper channels is a day that we're putting our national security at risk. Where were you when Hillary had a private server and she had classified information on her cell phone? You dumb bitch! Where were you? I know you weren't in Congress yet, but you sure followed this shit. Were you tweeting about it? Maybe you were. I'm not on WhatsApp. Maybe you were talking about it.
She was in high school.
So what? What do you think? She just got interested in politics a week ago?
Yeah, looks like it.
Unfortunately, we listen to high schoolers in this country. Remember the story I did a couple weeks ago? The fucking, what was he, 14 or 15? The girl from Sweden or Switzerland? She's the one who organized this whole climate change where the kids walk out of school. Apparently, we listen to these children. You know why? Because the people running the place who are adults are fucking children. But it's only security concern because it's coming out of the Trump administration. The fucking gall on these people, these leathery nipple pig faces, it makes me mad. We don't do these things because they are easy. We do them because they are hard. Speaking of hard, somebody wake Marilyn up. I want to put it in her ass. That was the syphilitic JFK. Folks, do you want to get a personal video message from me or send one to a liberal that you want to set straight? I can tell your next door neighbor to kiss your taint. I can tell your ex she's a filthy, dirty whore. Or if you'd like, I can sing happy birthday to your 3-year-old. Whatever you guys want. Go to cameo.com. Fill out the information. Write the message you want me to deliver. And within 48 hours, it'll be delivered to whomever you want. It's $60. Get in while the getting's good. Because I'm being told by people who use it that I'm so good at it that I should raise my prices. I think Jeff Ross was trying to charge $500 when he started. And yeah. Wouldn't pay him $500 to cut my lawn and paint my fucking house. Not a bad guy, though. But fill in the information, and I'll deliver it to you. $60. I can make their day, or I can ruin it. I have more fun ruining it. Did I mention that my manager, Tommy, Big Tommy, 6'5", 360-pound Italian fella, is opening a comedy room, not a club, a beautiful Vegas room. I think it's the Plaza Hotel in Vegas. It looks like 1955 Vegas, those red velvet booths, chandeliers, and he's not going to change a thing. I'm going to wear a fucking suit when I perform there. And let me tell you about this guy. He will take over Vegas like Nicky Santoro did in Casino. This guy is a player. And he said to me, he sat me down, he said, Nick, hopefully you can convince some of your showbiz friends to appear there twice a year. And I said, sure, Uncle Tommy, anything for my godfather. You know that. Go to Cameo.com. He wants me to do a Cameo thing, actually, to promote it. Real quick before I go any further, I was so upset last night. I could not sleep a wink because Hipsy Russell was gunned down, as you know. I was tossing and turning and turning and tossing. Hipsy Russell, that is one of my favorite fucking rapper names of all time. You guys are too young to remember Nipsey Russell. He was a black poet. He was on Match Game and just, a C-rated celebrity. He had these stupid poems, and this guy calls himself Hipsy. I'm guessing that's what it was based on. Anyway, some scumbag, you know what the guy's name was? The guy on the right that killed him? Eric Holder. He should fucking prosecute himself. Looks like a nice guy. Both of them. If you didn't go into rap, what are you going to... The guy on the right, Eric Holder. I'm guessing you're not serious about going to get a real job with a... You come into my office, and I'm going to do what all the white bank loan officers... No, can't. Why? Because your neck looks like somebody fucking spray painted it. Looks like a gang turf war on your neck. That's why. Take your stinky, greasy face out of my office.
Give him a turtleneck, he'll be fine.
No, he won't be. He's got a face that like to fucking crack open with an axe. I'm talking about Eric Holder, the DA, not this guy. This guy seems like a nice guy. Look at that mustache. Is that doing anything for anybody? Looks like he put his mouth on a tailpipe of a bus. He's got soot on his chin and his stupid face. But Hipsy Russell, I'm sad because of the name. How can you kill a guy named Hipsy Russell? The LA Police Department top cop on Tuesday called on the suspect in the killing of rap star Nipsey Hussle. Was I saying Russell? Nipsey Hussle, I'm sorry. Based on... you guys can correct me when I make a mistake. Don't be bitches. You can jump in.
We figured you'd come across it eventually.
Yeah, but that's not what we do. You jump in my ear, don't be bitches, and go, Nick, it's Nipsey Hussle. Anyways, the LAPD top cop's telling this guy to turn himself in. Oh, I'm sure he'll be right down to the station. He'll take an Uber down there. And he'll probably be accidentally killed in the Uber. I get nothing but bad Uber stories, I'll tell you. Anyways, he said there should be no safe haven for this individual, said Moore. This is a man who is a substantial risk to public safety and to the music industry. No, and willing to use violence, and we want to see that stop. How about we stop the whole hip-hop thing? Colin Quinn's got the best bit on this years ago. He did it 12, 15 years ago. You know how hip-hoppers call each other out in the songs? You know, P. Diddy, I don't know. Give me an example. You follow this shit. Eminem. What's he say, Eminem? Calls out other rappers. They threaten each other with violence, but he goes, you didn't see Sinatra doing that back in the 50s. Yeah, this goes out to that bitch-ass Mel Torme.
Some dude threatened Eminem's daughter.
Yeah, it's not really what I'm talking about, but thank you.
In another rap song. They had rap songs against each other.
Oh, that's right. But I'm talking about them. They threaten each other. Didn't go on with the... You guys seem cunty today. I don't know if you're on the rag. You both have pusses on your faces. I don't know why. You got the life by the balls.
I'm always cunty.
Holder 29 allegedly gunned down the 33-year-old Grammy nominee outside his L.A. clothing store. Why do you get a clothing store if you're a fucking giant musician? Nick, he's trying to... Well, I understand Jay-Z does it. He's got $1 trillion. He puts out his name on anything. I got a turtleneck with Hipsy's name on it. Anyways, he hopped into a waiting Chevy Cruze. Again, proof he's got tons of money. What's the matter? Was the Ford Focus in the shop? Driven by an unidentified female accomplice, or as the hip-hop rock goes, some fucking hoe. The Chevy was found abandoned in an alley by a nearby mini-mall. The slaying came just one day before Hussle, a reformed one-time gang member. Are you seeing a pattern here, fellas? Was set to meet with LAPD brass to strategize on how to steer kids away from the streets. That could be dangerous like that. But more stressed, the top cop, that the slaying appeared motivated by a personal beef. We believe this to be a dispute between Mr. Hussle, can't you give his real name, and Mr. Holder. Anyways, he declined to reveal the nature of the feud, but Holder reportedly confronted Hustle minutes before the shooting, demanding to know whether he dropped a dime on the motherfucker. You drop a dime on me, bitch? There's footage of him getting shot. What a violent, horrible... Anything good happen in L.A. in the last 10 years? Seriously. Got the fuck out of there in time. I'll tell you. But, hold on. The reason I was doing this... I love the Nipsey Hussle. Where's my name with my... Oh, here they are. Fucking Jesus Christ. That's one of my top rip-rap names. Here's a few of my favorite hip-hop names. How about Wacka Flacka Flame? Is that Wacka? Yo, Wacka! He looks like Lisa Bonet taking a shit in a bad coat. Yeah, I'm gonna pinch off a loaf right here. Then you got Dreddy Kruger. Look at Dreddy. Look at Dreddy studying. What's he studying? I don't know, the long tail. I guess it's about a cat or slavery. I don't know. And then you got Gnarls Barkley. He looks like every bus driver in New York City. Del the Funky Homo Sapien. That was my name when I started comedy. This motherfucker. That's Oil Can Boyd, who I'm going to talk about. He looked like Oil Can Boyd. Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Here's my favorite personal. Charlie Tuna. Charlie. C-H-A-L-I Tuna. T-N-A. You know what's going to happen when he gets gunned down, right? You know what the headline of the Post is going to be? Sorry, Charlie. Charlie Tuna. Oh, my God. Then you get Shorty Shitstain, which might be my new scream name. This is his high school yearbook picture. Yo, Method Man up in this motherfucker. Shorty Shitstain. Blaze your... Here you go. Blaze your dead homie. Here's a couple that aren't on there, but Big Belly... is that a white... No. Blaze your dead homie.
Looks like he is an insane clown posse
Yes,
guy.
that's what I was thinking. Was that what that is? How about this one? This one knocked me fucking silly. Thurston, as in thirsty, Thirstin, Howell the third. That means he was a fan of Gilligan's Island. I like this fucking guy. Why is he holding up a can of Goya beans? What the... Can I say something? These guys are creative. You listen to hip-hop lyrics, the shit, some of it's poetry. I mean, 80%, 90% of it's garbage. But the 10 that isn't is fucking poetry in motion, motherfuckers. Thurston Howell, H-O-L-L. Howell the third. And I didn't even know about the last one, and this takes the cake for me. You guys all heard of Liberace, obviously. Well, this guy's name is Nigarachi. Nigarachi. That ain't him, it's Snoop.
That's one of Snoop Dogg's many names.
Nigarachi?
He has changed his name many times, yes.
When did he change it to Nigarachi? He's my favorite rapper.
2009.
10 years ago, he was calling himself Nigarachi.
That is correct.
I guess I shouldn't have canceled my Source magazine. Snoop's my favorite hip-hop. He's got, I think he's got actual talent. He's got kind of a cool, smooth voice. There's a melody in his songs. Nigarachi. How can you hate a guy that comes up with Nigarachi? Now, he was a gang punk, too, and again, if he was born in any other country, he'd be sweeping street. But, he started his own youth football league. He does good shit. I played in the Beach Bowl against him when I was in the Nick and Artie show. This motherfucker was the MVP. He caught about 5 passes over the middle. He weighs about 6 grams soaking wet, not counting the pigtails. Skinniest legs you've ever seen. He was going over the middle, jumping, and catching the ball with his hands. That's what I'm talking about, Nigarachi. I'm stealing that. I got to come up with... That's got to be my stage name.
When he coaches youth football, he has the kids call him Coach Snoopy.
Yeah, I don't like that. They should call him Nigarachi. Yo, Coach Nigarachi. T-Shawn done ripped his hamstring up. Yo. Anyways, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, and I hope they catch this Eric Holder. I wonder if he's turned himself in. He could have by now since I've come on the air. I don't follow it that closely. I keep sliding off this ass cushion. Have you tried A&W with a little Bacardi? You know we haven't heard from in a little while? Mr. Paul Lynn.
The Tin Man wanted a heart and the Lion wanted courage. What did the Straw Man want?
He wanted the Tin Man to notice him.
Henry Kissinger recently was quoted as saying, "They aren't even sexy." What was he referring to?
The Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Can most people accept laughter during romantic encounter?
I think they prefer applause.
During the 18th century, it was common for a bride to sell something at her wedding reception to help pay for the cost of the wedding. What did she sell?
Her firstborn.
In ancient times, it was illegal to park your chariot in certain places in the biblical city of Nineveh. What was the penalty if you did so?
They let all the air out of your horse.
Do you guys like meat? Do you like steak? Do you like a good steak? You know, I sold steak door to door out of the back of a Zuzu pickup truck when I got out of college. It was my first job. Steak, seafood, we had everything. Pork chops, shrimp, chicken cordon bleu, crab thermidor, teriyaki chicken, all kinds of stuff. I sold it door to door for a company called Boston Gourmet. We had this guy there, John Hickey. He was an ex-Vietnam vet, hard-drinking little Irishman, pink face, and he was a great salesman. And we had the sales pitch when you go to the door. You know what he used to say? He'd knock on the door, somebody answer. He goes, "Do you like a good steak?" And before the person could answer, he goes, "I'll be right back." No matter what the person answered. "Do you like a good steak, ma'am?" He'd be halfway to the truck getting the shit. Anyways, I love a good steak. They say it stays in your colon, whatever. I'll dig it out in 10 years with a fucking cocktail spoon. Have another serving. I like corn with my steak. Oh, for Christ's sake, Nick, there's no reason. Even Ryan made a face, and he's had his nose buried in a lot of asses. Let's be honest. Why am I talking about? I love it. Look, pizza is my favorite. I'm a real stereotypical fucking Gindalone. Pizza and pasta, fresh pasta. I'll rub it on my tits if it's cooked right. I mean, I just fucking adore it. And but steak. I still love Morton Steakhouse the best. Haven't been a Peter Luger's, believe it or not. But a steak, a charred steak is just, oh my God. I don't know how to describe it other than it's like a 12-year-old, altar boy's ass. What? I just love it. Red meat. They say it stays in your ass. Everything stays in your ass when you get older. That's why I take Metamucil at night. The next day I'm passing stuff I ate in 4th grade. I see mac and cheese, pizza crust, paste, pennies. What's going on in there? I got the cops on the phone. Jace, what's up? What's Priscilla saying?
Oh, that we have a picture of Snoop holding an autographed football. We don't have it yet, but it was just sent to us.
That's right.
So
from the okay, I'm getting an echo. Put your headphones back. Anyways, why am I talking about meat? Because a shocking video shows an anti-vegan protester eating squirrel a week after he was seen eating a pig's head. But it's not cooked squirrel. That's no big deal. My grandmother, who was from Italy, she didn't personally cook squirrel, but she had a lot of her friends, old Italian friends, who ate squirrel on a regular basis. I thought they were nuts. You get it? Nuts. You get... I just get the finger. I get double barrels from fucking Ryan, and deservedly so. But, that's what... when an animal lives on nuts, it's delicious. It gives it a nutty, Anyways, this guy, yeah, he was at a protest, protesting vegans. My type of fella. I don't care personally, but they have to rub it in your face. I never wanted to be around vegans because when they farted, it was like mustard gas that, you know, Bashar al-Assad would use on his fucking people. Here's the video of this fellow with a squirrel in his hand. That is not medium rare, I'll tell you. Vegan equal malnutrition. And how did it taste?
Anyway.
Delicious.
Thank you.
The squirrel got caught in the, what do you call it? His hoof got caught in the, hoof. Ma, I'm going to borrow this knife, but bring it back, okay? Yeah. Have you guys watched Goodfellas yet?
It used to play on my the TV in my restaurant that I used to wait at,
Yeah.
and so for about after 6 months, I had the entire lines memorized.
Jason's seen it, right, Jason? When did you watch it? Because you hadn't watched it.
I watched it years ago, and then
And you didn't. That's right. You didn't know the title or something?
Yeah, and I forgot what it was, and I saw it.
What do you think you were watching, Titanic? Delicious. This squirrel's delicious. The ponytail protester wearing a veganism equals malnutrition t-shirt was seen holding the decapitated squirrel and eating its insides at the Soho Vegan Market in London. Jesus Christ. That even scares me a little. Is that... I know they look like rats with tails, but they're not. But I'm just saying... There was a guy for the Green Bay Packers. He's a Hall of Famer. I want to say Jerry Kramer. And when they would have a football banquet, they would have steaks at the banquet, the Green Bay Packers. Jerry Kramer would eat his raw, the entire steak. He died at the age of 34. No, I don't know. But it's kind of, I don't know, unsanitary, in my opinion. I bet you it tastes pretty good. As he tried to explain the reasons for his protest, a shocked onlooker can be heard asking him, "Why are you doing this? I eat meat, but I don't do this." So that's what makes him him and you. Okay? Go home and cook a pork chop, but don't cry about his taste. The man, he's a YouTuber known as SV3 Ridge, a.k.a. Goatus, was filmed calmly being handcuffed and searched by the police. Why are the cops getting involved? I know it's fucking England. Why are you cops getting... Because he was causing a disturbance? No, he was giving a counter viewpoint to left-wing filth who think they know everything about everything. Why the cops have to be involved? Fucking England. I would not live there in a million fucking years. He was eating a squirrel, not a 14-year-old girl. What's the big deal? The Met Police said 2 people were arrested for public order offenses at around 3 p.m. on Saturday, but did not confirm if he was one of them. He's believed to have been part of a planned demonstration by meat eaters. Soho Vegan Market founders said, "We would like to thank the police, because we're pussies, and others who reacted quickly to prevent any further disruption or upset to our patrons and stall holders." So, in other words, here we go again. Another example of you can put it up there. Another example of it upsets me. It makes me uncomfortable. So you shouldn't do it. I'm not living by your rules, you asshole. Go home and boil a carrot and stick it in your eye. That guy's in good shape. He's ripped. Apparently, he couldn't find a protein bar. He grabbed a squirrel off the fucking top of a statue. Call in the cops. Somebody's doing something that grosses me out. Fuck you and everybody that thinks like you. Jesus H. Christ. Would like to thank the police. We're going to call in the SWAT team, but it costs too much money. We're going to shoot him in the head. Before his protest, he told Metro his mission was to help vegans who he claimed are putting themselves at risk from their religion. And it really is a religion, you know. I don't mind the, I understand. But you know what? I've seen vegans. They don't weigh more than 11 grams. They're pale. And like I said, when they fart, it takes out like 100,000 herds of turds. Herds of curds it takes out. God help me. My message is that veganism is malnutrition, he said, and the reason I and other people eat raw meat is to show what humans eat in nature. This guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
We try to talk with vegans and explain to them that there are over 15 nutrients that they can't get from plants. A spokesperson for the Vegan Society dismissed his claims, saying it is perfectly possible to get all the nutrients needed from a vegan diet. Yeah, if you want to fucking put on scuba gear and go down and get 12 pounds of seaweed. Come on, for the love of fucking Christ.
But it's all lies.
The British Dietetic Association shares the message that vegan diets are suitable for people of all ages and lifestyles. Yeah, you want to get your son on a nice plant diet, seaweed and berries and shit, so he can be, 111 pounds soaking wet his senior year in high school, and the first time he catches a pass, he's paralyzed by somebody who's been living on fucking cow ass. Am I right? Get your kid involved, Sure. He was confronted by members of the Brighton chapter of Direct Action Everywhere, an animal rights group. That's got to be scary, getting confronted by a bunch of vegans and shit, huh? All you got to do is take out like a turkey leg and fucking... It's like a cross to a fucking vampire. Garlic, just chase him down the street and beating him silly. Squirrel is pretty good. This next clip I'm going to show, the guy apparently likes his well done, the way I like my squirrel. That's hot sauce on a dead squirrel. JetBlue hands those out now instead of the blue chips. Would anybody like any JetBlue squirrel? That reminds me, stay away from the clams. How is that? I'm guessing that squirrel was run over by a sanitation truck. I don't think the chef butterflied it. Tabasco and squirrel. The breakfast of champions. I don't know why the guy was eating that. But this guy was eating a pig's head, which also my grandmother, being from Italy, she'd make a goat's head. I went up there and there was a goat's. I was picking at the meat. Didn't scare me as a kid because my grandmother could make a fucking shoe taste good. I was eating a skull. When I was done, I had a goat staring back at me. The skull. You know when you see people wandering through the desert and they always find like a cow skull or something? That's just what it looked like. And it was fucking delicious. I know, us guineas are disgusting.
So that guy lost a bet.
Yes, that's right. You are correct, sir. He lost a bet, the guy that ate the... How could he bet he's homeless living in a burnt-out building? What was the bet? Did he'd have a job in 4 years? Crunchy. Great commercial for hot sauce. Should have Hillary. She has a dead squirrel in a bag and a bottle of hot sauce. Anyhow.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Sliding off this fucking cushion.
You want that pic of Snoop in the football?
Yeah, we got it. Timing is everything. Look whose name. Look whose autograph is on the front of the football. Can you pull in on that? I don't know if you can zoom. What does that say? Looks like Nick DiPaolo, and Snoop is proud of it. I gotta meet Snoop, and I want that picture and him to sign the football on the picture. Isn't that cool? Yo, what's up, my brother? I'm even afraid to say it on the internet. But look at him. My name's... There's 100 names on the other side, I guess. I don't know. I got lucky on that one. I have another picture of Stormy Daniels holding a 12-inch dildo with my name on it. Figuratively, literally. Anyways, Lenny Dykstra is back on the news. I like Lenny. I know there's Ron Darling, who I don't like. And look at Lenny. By the way, they're the same age. Who do you think lived a harder life? Look at fucking... Lenny's look like he's been living on squirrels and hot sauce. Ron's all tan because he went to Yale and shit. But another elitist, politically correct, smart guy, good announcer and shit. But Another guy who's too smart for his britches. I'm siding with Dykstra, who I know people can't stand and whatever. Lenny Dykstra would like to drop Ron Darling after racist tirade. The former Mets and Phillies center fielder, while a guest on the Michael Kay Show Monday, said he plans on suing Darling over claims in the pitcher's new book that Dykstra spat racial taunts at Red Sox pitcher Dennis Oil Can Boyd at the start of Game 3 of the '86 World Series. When you start bringing up this kind of stuff, this is crossing the line, Dykstra said. And again, it's not acceptable, and it's flat-out lies. Dykstra added that he wouldn't say anything to Darling if he saw him right now, but instead drop him like a red-headed fucking stepchild.
Wanna fucking smash his fucking face in.
In Darling's book, 108 Stitches, Darling claims Dykstra was in the on-deck circle before leading off the first game at Fenway Park, shouting every imaginable and unimaginable insult and expletives in Boyd's direction. Foul, racist, hateful, hurtful stuff. In excerpts of Darling's book, the now SNY broadcast described the taunts as worse than anything Jackie Robinson might have heard. First of all, how do you know that, stupid? The second thing, you went to fucking Yale. You look biracial yourself. Yeah, I smell the PC dripping off you. And I'm sure you didn't like Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra, who homered to right field in that at bat, said it never happened, and he isn't going to let it slide. I'm going to sue him and the publisher. I love it. They should settle it with fists, by the way. But he's gonna have to do it. Go after with a lawyer, the fucking weasel.
Counselor? Counselor?
He said, I wrote a book myself. I had 30 lawyers calling me, fact-checking everything. There's not one person to back this up because you know why? It's not true. It's all a lie. Now, remember, Dykstra did some jail time for scamming people with his financial services and advice. So I'm not saying he's a savory character by any means, but I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. This is the stuff that guys like Ron Darling, who went to Yale, they marinate in it. And if they really want to hurt it's my opinion. It's just my opinion, but I'm going to read something from Oil Can Boyd that might make you agree with me. Dykstra claimed others would have heard the racial taunts if it did happen, including the owner sitting down on the field, his other teammates, and Red Sox catcher Rich Gedman, by the way, who I blame for that fucking World Series. The three-time All-Star called it upsetting that Darling would go to such lengths to try to sell a book. In the afternoon, Darling was a guest of Mike Francesa on Fan and expressed regret for his role in allowing the incident to happen back in 1980. He sounds like Joe Biden apologizing for the Anita Hill hearings. Fucking. Lenny had a way about him. He was a little crazy, Darling said.
You're crazy! I'm not crazy. I just don't give a fuck.
They're right.
And I'm beating up every white person.
Now, here's why I believe Dykstra. Because when I read it, my instincts were, so you're the only one that heard it? You're down on the field? You're screaming out to the mound, which is a ways away. Nobody else said anything? None of the other Sox? Nobody in the dugout heard it? I'm fucking sorry. Watch, they'll come up with audio tomorrow. So listen, this is Oil Can Boyd. Says he didn't hear Dykstra slurs, but believes Darling. Now, Oil Can Boyd is not the brightest bulb. He looks like a homeless guy. He wasn't much brighter. He was one of the great, he had a great year for the Sox, 16 wins that year, and he was one of the strong, he's a real personality in Major League Baseball. And likable guy, but he's not showing, he's showing this anti-white bias that it's just in the DNA of 98% black people because of past indiscretions. The former Red Sox pitcher said Tuesday he didn't hear Dykstra hurling racial epithets at him from the on-deck circle before Game 3, as Darling alleges, though Boyd also said yes when asked if he believed Darling's accusations. Now listen to this. He doesn't back that up. Honestly, I don't know anything about it, Boyd said on Tuesday. It's on some radio show. I was even speaking with my spouse the last 24 hours or so about it, just briefly, and I said to her, baby, I don't even know, And she said, God damn it, man, get my dinner. I didn't see anything like that, nor was I looking for anything like this. This is all new to me. So I guess he didn't hear it. Former teammates, Dwight Gooden, these are all black guys. Why is that important? Because it is. Dwight Gooden, Kevin Mitchell, Darryl Strawberry, all black fellas, have also stated in separate interviews, and the brothers usually stick together on shit, that they didn't hear Dykstra direct racial charge remarks at Boyd. When pressed multiple times by the fan host later in his interview as to whether he believed Darling's accusation about Dykstra, however, Boyd replied yes each time. Now here's a quote from Oil Can Boyd that makes me think he's lost his mind. As deep as Ron Darling seemed to make it to be in what he heard, I'm kind of disturbed about it, and I'm also kind of hurt about it because I've been around Lenny, and I played ball with Lenny in Japan, and he didn't seem to come off as that type of person, Boyd said. He even had made home at one time in Mississippi, and that's where I grew up. The person I saw, I liked. The person that I talked to, I liked. But I guess what you see on the surface is not really what a person might seems to be. Now, can we unpack his logic here? Didn't hear the slurs himself. Knew Lenny Dykstra. Never saw that kind of behavior out of him before. Nobody else, even his teammates, Dykstra's teammates who were black, heard it. He admits that he liked Lenny Dykstra. Lived in Mississippi, Lenny Dykstra. Of course, most racists would go right to Mississippi if you're white. You didn't hear it. You're hearing it from a third person, Ron Darling. You said you like Lenny, blah, blah, blah. You never saw the type of behavior out of him. So what are you basing it on? You want it to be true because that's the country we live in. You want it to be true. Like I said, Lenny Dykstra, I know he's an unsavory fucking character. He's a crazy dude, whatever. But don't tell me nobody else would have fucking not heard that. You can't go, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything about it. After that, nobody ever brought it up to me. I didn't. But this guy's writing a book to trying to sell books. He says it happened. So Lenny's white. It probably did happen because he's fucking white. And all white people are racist. We know that. That's the fucking mentality. I'm sorry, folks. I would actually hope somebody comes up with audio to prove me wrong. I would laugh my ass off if they fucking had Lenny Dykstra on deck. Hey, you fucking purple gum stovepipe cocksucker! Shine my cleats, motherfucker! I will pay somebody $11.21 if you can come up with that audio. But do you see what I'm saying? The proper answer was, you know what? I didn't hear it. Nobody else seemed to hear it. Gedman, my catcher, would have told me. So I'm going to give Lenny the benefit of the doubt. But that goes away because it's a black-white thing. Trust me, Jason. I know you grew up here in Lily-White, Westchester. Fucking trust me on this one. This would have been great if Patrice was around. He would have sided with his people, and I would have said, you're fucking lying. And then he would have laughed and got me in a headlock and popped my head off. Anyhow, any he, any whom. How about this? A classic car collecting British couple died from carbon monoxide poisoning when they backed their Mercedes-Benz into a giant plastic bag. Sounds like a, glad bag commercial. William Reed, 67, bought the 1980s Mercedes 230 in the United States. This happened in England, I guess. And once it arrived across the pond, decided to store the luxury ride in the bag to protect it from the elements during the winter in late 2017. The retired truck driver, you'd think he'd know better, reversed the car into the bag. I wonder if they had two people holding the bag open, like when you put... Reversed the car into the bag in his garage with the help of his partner, Catherine Workman, 70 years old. But the vehicle began filling with exhaust fumes. Of course it did. Workman managed to crawl out, that's the woman, out of the bag, and she was covered in breadcrumbs, and they fried her. Workman managed to crawl out of the bag and called emergency services, who initially told her to stay clear of the area before an operator advised her to try to help the stricken man. So. She tried to wake Reed before being overcome by the fumes herself. That's fucking hard. It took paramedics some time to find the couple because of the location of the garage, which was below street level. Jesus, they didn't have a chance. We ripped the bag open, and there was a very strong smell of fake butter and of fumes. So we ran out. The emergency personnel opened as many doors as they could before going back inside to rescue Workman, although Reed was located too far in the bag to be reached. It was not until firefighters arrived that the rescuers could get Reed out, who was pronounced dead. Workman died 2 days later. What a horrible fucking... all over a... My goodness. Autopsies found that Reed died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, duh. No, I thought he had Ebola, and this is a terrible coincidence. While Workman died by hypoxic brain injury due to the poisoning. Coroner Simon Ward ruled that she would have gone back for her partner, regardless of the advice from the operator, whom she told she was going back into the bag on her own initiative. She says, I'm satisfied she would have still tried to help Mr. Reed, irrespective of the instructions of the call handler. What? Even this, they're taking like a feminist tone. The call handler said, don't go in there. But I know she would have. If... Am I reading into that? Seriously. Everything that's come out of England, oh, Jesus, there they are. My view is she would have still tried to help him, and that's a credit to her dedication. But she did. She listened to the first operator, right? Am I reading this wrong? Who said stay out of it? Anybody paying attention in there? Fucking guys. That's a credit to her dedication to the relationship. An internal investigation carried out by the ambulance.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
My elbow hit the button. An internal investigation carried out by the ambulance service found that the operator's decision to advise Workman to help Reed had been accepted as reasonable. After they first said, don't go in, right? Am I fucking reading?
I have a picture of the bag in question.
Do you really? Was it tiny Mercedes being driven by that lady who was fired by Trump on the poll? Thank you. Thank you for... God. She's got fucking feet like... It's like a wishbone from a turkey. I just want to bust her open. Make a wish. Look at her. She thinks she's being sexy. It's like watching a bug crawl up the drapes.
Would you like a blowjob? Yeah. We represent a lot of choices. Would you like some blowjob? Sure you would. Oh, lick me taint.
Anyways, a couple died in... Now, how do you not laugh at the funeral? How do you keep a straight... I'm just saying, I'm a comic, but... Well, they died doing what they love. What's that? Screaming in a giant plastic bag and shitting their pants? Collecting a car. That's it for tonight. I got a lot more for tomorrow, though. I want to get into Dodger Stadium. Another severe beating at Dodger Stadium. And you know why that is, folks? Because Los Angeles is a shithole. And you have millions of people living in a state that have no common culture. The language isn't good. They have nothing in There's gangbangers from South America living in this setup. There's homeless people all over Anaheim, Los Angeles, tents set. It's a third world shithole, okay? And they still like baseball. But there was another incident where somebody is like on life support system. It's a fucking most dangerous stadium in the thing. And also tomorrow we're going to talk about Chick-fil-A. Another college campus poo-pooing them. I am so fucking tired of it. Can we get on with the Civil War? Please. Even if it's with super soakers and muskets, let's... What are those slingshots? Wrist rockets? Fucking... Please. Because it's not getting it done. We're pretending this is an experiment, but it's not working. It's not working. Anyways, thank you, Patreon members. Appreciate your support. In a couple days, we'll be making some announcements about a change in the schedule, all for the good of the show. Big news coming. And we got people in place. Big things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying, These? All right. Remember, you guys think it, I'll say it. You're very welcome. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.
Podcast.